Okay. Oh my god, is it obvious that I cried? Shit. Should I do my makeup again? No. Hey everyone, it's Asha and welcome to An Artist Survival Guide, where we learn tips on how to survive to make the world come alive with art.
Action over act.
Yourself in the mirror, man, and ask yourself, are you a person that talks about it, or are you a person that is about it?
Gotta get it right. I remember back when I had the vision now. I gotta see it happen. It's action over acting. I'm not gonna be slacking. Try to keep the focus, but I keep getting distracted.
Hey everyone, it's Asha and welcome back to An Artist Survival Guide. Or actually welcome, because this is the first that I'm actually doing for an artist survival guide, since I'm rebranding. Yeah, more about the rebranding from previous videos, but anyway. So this is the first episode that I'm doing that's for an artist survival guide for overcoming self-doubt and other mental health stuff. Actually, this is also gonna be one huge note to myself as well, because I originally planned to do this like last week, but then technical difficulties and something, and I was being a perfectionist. And even before I started to hit record, I was like being a little bit of a perfectionist. But, the main message of this is so much about not being a perfectionist. So let's try to, stay true to our word. So this is why we're gonna be talking about this for this episode. And actually, since from the previous videos I did start this whole thing as the dance of finance, because I wanted to talk about how artists, especially dancers, since I'm a dancer, can survive financially, so that you can actually pursue the arts as a career, and because it's possible. But throughout the past year, I realized that there is so much more to surviving, quote-unquote surviving, than actually just finances. There's also the emotional stability, there's the mental health stuff and business stuff, it's so what do you call this, multifactorial. I'm sorry for the use of the word, it's the first word that came to mind. But anyway, so yeah, because of that, I said, okay, I think I'd like to touch on other issues as well around having a career in the arts, which also included mental health, because it's something that I personally went through just this whole past year, because struggle is real. We out here trying to survive and live and enjoy this life, but it's a struggle. But anyway, so that's about it. That's why we're starting. So, which is why for the very first ever episode and relaunching of my channel and everything else, I'm going to be talking about mental health. Yeah, the first thing that we have to understand when it comes to mental health and self-care and everything is that it's a process. We have to accept imperfections, because it's a process, it's a cycle. It's not okay, let's fix our mental health, and then boom, we've achieved it, and then we're gonna stay there forever. No, it's more like a roller coaster, where you go up, and then we go down, and we go up again and down, and then sometimes we plateau, and we feel like nothing, it's just neutral, and then so it just goes around and around and up and down, right? So that's the first thing that we have to understand, and we have to accept. But that doesn't mean that because that's the way life is, we're gonna have a terrible time, right? Because people enjoy roller coasters, so why can't we also enjoy the roller coaster of life? I mean, maybe. So with that, that's the importance of understanding mental health. Now, mental health, the more that I experience my own personal struggles, the more that I see that, mental health is also about the self-care stuff. So I compare, the whole thing about mental health with physical health as well. Like, you're comparing cough and colds to, let's say, having a heart attack, right? Or, I don't know, any other terminal illness. Like, you don't need to have a terminal illness to take care of your mental health, right? We have to take our regular vitamins for physical health. The same thing with mental health also. And that comes in the form of self-care or having your own morning routine. So it's just our way to prime ourselves for the day ahead and all the mental things that's gonna happen throughout the day, because right, so being able to have that self-care routine is just a way for us to brace ourselves for whatever might come throughout the day. Personally, I'm in the process of fixing my own mental health self-care routine, because I'm adjusting to like a lot of changes in life, blah, blah, yada yada yada. So like I said, it's a process. I did have like a super set routine before, but like I moved back to my hometown, I'm working in a different industry, blah 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 blah. So it's just so different now, and that requires me to adjust my routine as well. Over the past year though, past 2 years, like I know it's been like a huge struggle. So for me personally, because there were several points that my mental health did interfere with like my productivity for work. Now I will have another whole episode about like productivity and work and just changing our mindset towards work and everything. But yeah, for now let's just focus on this, one at a time self. Yeah, there were points that it almost interfered, and like it did, and it was a struggle. It was like a real struggle. Sometimes I still feel really bad, and I want to go back and try to fix things, because like I don't know, sometimes I'm a bit of a fixer, not the bad fixer, just saying. But like I want to go back and like fix things, because like but these are things that happen that I'm trying to really embrace, which are the mistakes and imperfections. So throughout the whole year also, because I was like, I was super passionate. I'm like, I love the arts. But then at the time I didn't find any opportunities near me. So there was a lot of like self-doubt, and like, okay, can I really pursue a career in the arts? Is it really viable? Like, how do people get there? Because I'd see a lot of people who are like successful already, and I'm like, wow, how'd they get there? I'd read about it, but like, I don't know. So yeah, there was a lot of self-doubt. And so for self-doubt, there were 2 kinds of self-doubt that I identified. So this is me trying to make everything into categories again, try to get things organized. But anyway, so for the sake of clarity for this video, so there were 2 kinds of self-doubt that I experienced. So one was like internal, so that was like me just pressuring myself, internal self-doubt, and the external comparisons. Like sometimes we can't help that, can I reach their level? Can I reach that? And so you try to compare yourselves to people without any context of like how much they've already worked so hard for. And like for example, I'd look up to so many dancers, and I'm like, wow, oh my god, they're so successful. And they're like, what, just 15 years old? And here I am, I'm like 20 plus, blah, blah, blah. Without thinking that like, okay, this person has been dancing since they were 3, and we've just been dancing since I was 12. So naturally, we are at different stages in our life. So yeah, those are the 2. That was like a really stressful period. And there were 2 things I did. So it wasn't like necessarily fixed, that like I was experiencing the internal and the external self-doubt thing. They were sort of overlapping, and it's just overwhelming. It's like, woo, raining self-doubt. Not fun. There are a few things that helped me get over that stage. So first would be, for example, if I'm having the internal self-doubt, like it's me just sabotaging myself. What I did was sort of to find activities with people to distract myself from myself. So, you know, it's like being with people, being with my friends, just hanging out, just chilling. You know, something that's not related to my art, which was very helpful because, you know, like you get to talk and just talk about, you know, no pressure, or like have fun sometimes, watch a movie sometimes, or, you know, those things. For the external, when I'd really start to compare myself with the people, I just tried to have like small goals or practice daily for myself. So in my case, like as a dancer, so when I'd find activities, I'd try to do things that don't involve dance. Sometimes like I do watch like dance shows, like to get a little bit inspiration. And then second would be to practice daily for myself. So because yeah, there'd be moments I'd compare myself to other people. You know, I really found that it was needed to go back to like just the joy of doing my art, which was dancing. So I just play a song here in my room and dance around, you know, like who cares? I'm gonna dance for myself, you know, like freestyle. So I like freestyle. So yeah, in terms of finding where you're at in that spectrum, it's again, like I said at the beginning, is that it's a process. So every now and then we may need to disconnect from people once in a while so that we can really like listen to our inner voices. Other times we need to go out so that we can hear a different perspective of like what we're doing. Like sometimes sometimes I go back in and I just like do my art on my own. Sometimes I meet people and they're like, oh, I see your videos, and I'm like, oh, right, I have friends who are watching. It sounds like a stupid thing, but I know that when I post, sometimes people watch. It's just sometimes I feel like, because when I post, okay, just to share my mindset towards posting, because when I post, it's sort of like, okay, I just want to make this and I just want to release it into the void, and then I don't mind whoever watches, so I don't know. So when people are like, oh, I watched it, I was like, oh, you watched it. Even this video, so I'm not sure. Regardless, this will just be a compilation for me and any other person who may want to pursue a career in the arts, because it's a struggle. Actually, any career is a struggle, but like so much more, I think, as an artist, because it's so tied to like the human expression, so tied to who you are. I think that's why there's a lot of anxiety as well, because in the arts you're really showing yourself, you're showcasing who you are. So if people don't like your art, you know, it's so easy to say that, oh, people don't like me. Okay, especially if you're like me and you have a self-sabotaging mind. Now, sorry for the background noise. There's a dog outside. I didn't bring my better mics today. Sorry, but we'll get that audio fixed. But for now, this is what we're working with. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Okay, so yeah, the last thing to remember is that you don't need to be a full-time artist to call yourself an artist. So, like, I know the more that I explore this as a career path, and, you know, the more that I meet people, the more that I see, you know, they're not just purely doing their art. They're also doing a side job, or sometimes they might have a full-time job and their sideline is their art. So, you know, it's so not about the full-timeness. It's just, okay, you make art, you're an artist. I guess there's also that it came from that pressure of like needing to focus for you to succeed, because like, you know, usually we're trained that in school, most especially for most people, right? School trains us that if you want to succeed, you have to really, really focus on this thing, and then you're gonna succeed. But you know, I think for me personally, I wanna change my perspective on success, the thing I want to go back to really is just that feeling of, just happiness for what I do. And yeah, I do feel that now, but there's a certain level that I know I once reached, and I know I can get to as well, or even surpass it. Maybe in a more mature way, I don't know, but there's just that feeling of happiness that I know. But yeah, maybe so it comes from the pressure, I think, of like society telling us that if you want to succeed, you have to focus on like just one thing, which is true, but not to the point that you forget that you are also just human. As a human, simply by the nature of you being born, you are already yourself. You are also a daughter, you are a sister or a brother, and then eventually we are friends, we are classmates, we are peers, we are all these things. So and then we get into the arts, we are artists. So I guess it's really about, I think, just embracing that there are so many things we can be in this world, and there's just so many things in this world, whatever. So yeah, I think it's just about embracing that fact that we are all like artists and humans and so many other things in this world, and because of that, it's natural for us to like go through so many emotions. And yeah, simply by being human, even like we go through so many emotions. So I guess it's just about embracing that fact and being thankful that we're alive to be able to feel all these emotions. Yeah, I guess that's just it for now. There's so much more running through my head, but for now I'll just stop there. Basically, it's on over. So there's so much more to talk about, especially in terms of like mental health, self-doubt, and career, blah 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 blah. But let's just take it one day at a time. One day at a time. Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm being weird again. So yeah, that's it for now. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and for bearing with me. I do hope you learned something, or this helped, or if this helps you with your life, great, fantastic. Whether you're an artist or not, I hope that helped. Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more videos, and I'll be sharing them more so that we can all survive and make the world come alive with art or with our respective careers. Okay, so the phone I was recording with finally gave up. It hit low battery, but yeah, good thing I'm closing. Thanks so much for watching an artist survival guide. I hope that helped a lot. I'll be doing more videos like this, or like other videos. I don't know. Who knows what we're gonna do? I don't even know what I'm gonna have for dinner. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Oh, my eyes look so red. Oh, it's the eyeshadow that I put. It faded. Anyway, bye!